Live from the Boys Love Studios in Chicago, Illinois, welcome to the first ever Boys Planet Awards. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the stars of Boys Love Boys Planet and your hosts for this evening, Adam and RJ.
From a young frog to position 28, our first honoree tonight has faced criticism throughout the program. From his perceived attitude backstage, his hardships in connecting with others, to even the victim of bad extensions. But one couldn't deny the impact he has made on the show. Therefore, it is our honor tonight to award Zhang Shuaibo the Feel Special Award for being their true self.
Schreibo. He obviously was best friends with Chai Jin-shin, and I think as soon as he was the only one left, you could tell that he really just shut. Not that he shut down, but he just shut in a little bit more because he didn't have anyone that could help. I'm sure translate a lot faster.
Yeah.
There wasn't really anyone that he could talk to because it didn't seem like he was too close to anyone. Although he did say when he met fans by his ad, he said that, he was close to a Park Han-bin, a Kwon-ri, Jang Hao.
Yeah.
It just felt like he was very reserved, I think because of the language barrier. Because people have also shared clips of him in a survival show in China before, and he was very baby girl, very extroverted in that way.
I mean, I can't even. It would be like if I went over and was on Boys Planet. It would be so. It would be so hard if you aren't comfortable with the language yet.
Yeah.
And to a little bit, but not enough to It's like when I'm with your family, and they will Well, I just mean they'll get to a point where they're and I'm done doing English. Yeah. It's so mentally
it's draining,
exhausting. Yeah.
I think with the Schreiber, he did get a narrative. Let's not say he didn't get any screen time.
Yeah, that's true.
He did get some screen time. It really was just in Feel Special because it was so clear that he wanted to do that song, but just so many things were stacked up against them that they weren't able to do it to the best of their abilities.
Right.
He does a good job in Switch. He melds well with everyone. They look like a cohesive team together. So he definitely has what it takes to be a member of a group.
Right.
And provide.
Right, for sure.
What they're trying to do and also still be his charming self.
I love that he is not. He's very aware that he's not a member who would be main vocal.
Yeah.
He but I feel like he's very aware of what he's able to do. Mm-hmm. And I think that's almost what was hard for him with Feel Special. And not to harp about something that was weeks ago, but I obviously he got a raw deal with that whole edit. And it was a bummer to watch because you could see it from his perspective as well, being I just wanted to do the song because I wanted to do the song and I liked the song. I didn't think we weren't going to have anyone come over and sing Feel Special.
Yeah. I think at the time, obviously I was critical of him.
Yeah.
Because he didn't think all the way through, but also how can you in that situation?
Yeah, I would do the same thing if there was an opportunity to sing Blue Hour. I would be bad at it, but I would want to go do Blue Hour.
Or I was gonna say there's a Sound of Music song up there, but you would be able to do.
Well, that I would be able to do just fine. Thank you so much.
I'm curious to see how the Chinese trainees where they'll come up next, because are they gonna stick it out and move to Korea and kind of do that grind. So,
and it's so hard. I can't imagine.
Yeah.
I think he should be proud of his performances though, because I do think he did. We were upset that woongi didn't get first in Feel Special, but I thought he did a good job in that performance. I thought he did really well in Switch.
Yeah.
I thought he did well in Backdoor. So I thought he should be proud of the stages he was able to show, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Schreibo. See ya. We're pleased to present this next award for a trainee who captured the hearts of many with his unique, youthful charms. Tonight, we honor Toyonaga Takuto's bright future and his many years to learn from this experience to become an idol, as we present him the Brightest Mangne Award for Excellence in Youthful Energy, sponsored by Nickelodeon.
This one needed to happen. I don't want to start off that way.
Yeah.
Right? But like these probably the bottom three were the ones that were like, these
expected,
are the inevitable bottom three. And I think that he has an endless supply of charm. And I think he has so much potential for growth.
Yeah.
Like he is clearly working so hard at it.
Yeah.
So that's really cool.
I mean, he did 2 rap positions. What did he do in the second mission? Oh, Rush Hour. I mean, he did all rap. I mean, he did all rap numbers.
Iconic rap legend,
yeah.
Takuto.
And like that's, he auditioned with a rap song. So it is I am curious.
A first gen rap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I am curious to see like what his actual, like if he got to pick like what songs he really wanted to do, where does he fall into? Because I'm sure it's hard to like see like individual tastes when all you're being shown as is the baby.
Yeah.
Like,
but also like one of my favorite things about him on the show was how much it seemed like the other members were taking care of him and so attentive to how he felt. Like
the scene in the hallway where he was practicing for Supercharger and Kum Jin Yeon was like, no, do it this way. And then like they were checking, like he was checking, and then he was like, now just do it 2 more times and then you have to go to bed because you have to be healthy. And
it's just so, and like he and Ali ate in Supercharger. Like
they did the assignment.
They were all so good in that team, so that like really sucks that they all went home. But I thought he was like he has so much potential, and so it's gonna be really cool to see if he is able to like continue on this like path and this journey. This is such a great experience for him though. Like truly. And I like hate to sound like the old person saying like this is great experience, but like
it's like one of the best that he could ever ask for.
Yeah.
I mean, he could go back to Japan and be like the baby shark of Tokyo. Like
I know.
He can like an all access pass now to be like a big star, I feel like, because this got him a lot of attention, I'm sure.
Yeah. I also feel like it helped that he never felt like he was like shy, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like I always felt like he was so...
He's game. He was always game.
Yes. He's just so... Yeah.
Because even if it was like concepts that he wasn't sure of, or even like in like the backstage videos of like people like, do this bit with me or whatever, he'll still do it.
I'm just thinking about their like trajectory over the whole show.
Because he literally, I mean, like if you think about that first audition, everyone was on their feet of how charming he is.
Yeah.
It's giving me like, it's like Gyure in Fantasy Boys.
Yes.
But they actually like gave him like a 0 star.
Yes.
But the thing is, like, even in the stars test,
but they were never
they
like,
moved him up to 1 star.
Yes.
So they saw the potential.
It's so deserved. I mean, I understand that people have had their reservations with him getting this far at all.
Yeah.
But I think that like there's a lot to be said for people, and especially like young ones like him who are just like a ball of charm.
Yeah.
And like I know it doesn't mean everything, and obviously it doesn't mean enough for him to continue on to the finals, but I think it's like a big part of what draws people to idols is like the charm and the relatability, and to be able to like see somebody that like seems, for some people I think they like seeing an idol that seems more human, like that has some
yeah,
flaws.
there's like a spectrum. Like you either see them as fully unattainable, perfect, or
Right.
someone that like you can relate to.
Yeah.
I think it's just wild to think about that he's the same age as Eugene. And just like two completely different people.
I know. I mean, and Ollie too, because Ollie's only a year older.
Yeah.
It's so crazy. The next award recipient is someone who began his introduction by creating a persona for himself that carried throughout the entire show. We were greeted with a bright, shining boy who had a fondness for a not well-beloved adaptation of a Roald Dahl classic. Tonight, we present the Milton S. Hershey Award for branding consistency to Orly Wonka from the amazing Orly world. Now, as soon as he broke his hand, broke his arm,
Yeah, what happened there?
got carpal tunnel, I don't know what the hell happened.
No one knows.
Whatever happened, I was like, well, I think Ollie's very talented, but I was like, oh, he's definitely not going to the finals. Because, like, people aren't going to want to vote for someone who, and whether neither good nor bad, they would be like, I want you to get healthy.
Yeah.
And, like, heal.
You should not be here if you're on a cast.
Right.
What I love about Ollie is he's one of the trainees that, like, because of the show, I discovered more about him and, like, kept wanting to see more.
I know. Every time he would reappear, I was like, again, like, he seems so sweet. And, like, that first episode when he, like, thanks Zhang Hao and is like, we couldn't have done this without you here. I remember, like, watching that and being like, this is so sincere. Like, the sincerity of that moment was so profound that I was like, who is this? Like, and on top of that, I actually think he's very talented and could back all that up with, like, not just relying on his charm.
Orly Wonka felt so scripted, rehearsed, like, not truly genuine.
Right.
That when the show started, I was like, oh, that was him.
That
was genuine. Because he was trying to be like, I'm going to do something so, like, over the top and just, like...
From a movie that came out the year I was born, probably. Which truly makes me want to throw myself off a building.
I mean, I hate to be that person, but it was nice when he got to, like, do a little bit of English here and there. Because it felt so... At least to me, like... on the more relatable spectrum of, like, just imagining, like, my mindset in that situation. Like, I don't know, it was just, like, nice to, like, get surprise English here and there from him.
Yeah, I mean, his Zoom rap is literally iconic. Yeah. Like, truly iconic.
It's so crazy that Zoom is, like...
Down to Kata, that's it.
And that was so good.
I know. If like, Takuto and Ollie had been in Say My Name,
I think they probably would have ate. In that,
they probably would have ate. You're right.
They probably would have ate.
Say that. Oh, Orly Wonka. The free encyclopedia Wikipedia defines a tragedy as a genre of drama based on human suffering and mainly the terrible or sorrowful events that befall a main character. And no truer tragedy has befallen on survival shows like our next honoree. From winning a spot in a debut group only to be disbanded, to an edit that constantly put them in an unflattering eye to the public, Lee Seung-hwan is receiving tonight's Prince of Denmark Award for Tragic Hero in hopes that they will one day find the happy ending they are longing to receive.
So in the award, I gave him, like, this a very tragic narrative.
Yes, I saw it.
As you all just saw. He never got, like, kind of a clear picture of, like, him truly shining. I think, like, Gang was really the only time where he got to, like, shine. But you're right. Like, the Kim Chun-hyun bit, like, definitely outshone him.
Yeah.
And then with On Guard, like, he was the one who, like, they showed him that showing up late, which, like, obviously that's not good. But, like, that you don't know like what the situation was as to why he was late or whatever, and like him trying to like, you know, make Gunnock feel better and then getting scolded. Like it just never felt like he got shown a positive light, which kind of sucks.
Or just like was able to fully have the center moment of the whatever narrative was happening. We are now heading into the territory of pretty much everyone on the show is debut ready. Like with Seungwon on, I love that his energy was completely different from everyone else on the show.
For sure.
I love that he, like Takuto, it felt like always was very game. I just wish I felt like mnet wanted to give him a chance to shine.
Yeah, I agree.
Because he never had a narrative.
He never got to like be the center of something. Yeah.
No.
There was that clip
even when he was the center.
Even when he was the center. There was that clip of him when they were pairing up for the Little Prince challenge, and like he picked woongi, and like they were basically like holding hands the entire time. Which I mean, like it's just stuff like that where you can tell he's probably
there's small things you notice in the background of, I'm sure he has like this wonderful personality that just like we didn't get to see as much as I wanted to, but everything I did see, I was like eating it up.
Yeah.
Oh, God,
I mean, like, I mean, even thinking back to like when he showed up in Melodic, like, although he didn't nail that top note, he was like eating up that concept. Like, they were so unified.
Yeah.
And for like 5 independent trainees to like come up with like a solid concept together, that was like very, like, it was just very impressive.
Yeah.
And I thought he did a really good job. And On Guard, like I said, like was his best performance and best showing, and that I wish it was enough. He
would have been so good in Tomboy, because he got kicked out of Tomboy.
I know.
Who was that? Was that?
It was Hanbin.
It was Hanbin, and people were like, Hanbin's never kicked anybody out, girl.
That's all he's been have to do because he's the last person that gets to pick.
I know.
I mean, hey,
it's
the Seonghwan Instagram era. I'll be tuned in into the historic. With their stunning vocals, pristine skin, bright eyes, and brighter smile, this next honoree blessed the stage with their unshakable determination and passion to make others happy. Seowon graced our screens with a zest for life and never seeming to fall into the stress and hardships of Boys Planet. That's why tonight, we honor 9i's own Seowon, the Jinx Monsoon Award for Water Off a Duck's Back. I am so bummed that Seowon is not there anymore because I think he had a great energy for the show.
Yes, I agree. I
am 100%. Now worried about Seowon because he's
right.
in a group that looks like is still active.
Yeah.
So, but it was just nice to see him. Like, I mean, we joke about like him and woongi, but like it was so refreshing to see
have friendship
like that
bloom
exist.
Out of like they had never. I mean, we don't know obviously, but like I don't think they'd ever
known each other,
met
before.
or interacted before.
And then when they became roommates, the rest is Hershey.
And like the narrative of him still, even by the end of the show, still being like Kim Ji-young is so attractive. Say less. We are the same person.
I think the small bits that we get of Seowon, like there was that clip of them talking to Zhang Hao like in his bed because they were like, we're in Supercharger. I'm main vocal and she's main rapper.
Yes.
And they were just like, woongi, how does it feel to be the face of hip hop? Like they were just like bantering so like effortlessly that I'm like, this is like people meeting people that are in their like family. Like
I know,
it was just like you can clearly see that chemistry of like this is like a bond.
Also, like his vocals are so pretty to listen to.
Yeah.
Like I really like his like kind of bright tone that he has.
That can fit in like so many concepts.
And like I still think it's a crime that they did not mnet didn't show Attention, the audition.
Oh yeah.
Because they were good.
Yeah.
They ate.
as the girls say. I know I don't think I put enough. I don't think I gave her flowers for Love Killa. But Seowon was really good in Love Killa. I mean, Love Killa was great. Like, hands down, everyone. It was so cohesive and...
Yeah, we didn't talk about... It's true, we did not talk enough about Seowon.
I think because, like, we just expected, like, yeah, Seowon will eat this up.
I'm at peace with this decision because, like, he is going back to 9.I. I hope to God that more people started listening to 9.I from this and just, like, checking them out. Because, like, they have just, even from the people that were on Boys Planet, have such a good lineup of members. Yeah. So I can only imagine, like, the rest of the group is also great.
It's also good.
Also, like, he was in my 9 perfect bright Bepler.
He was so good in Aju Nice, too, and, like, him and woongi.
Yes.
They're, like, a perfect pair.
Yes.
Our next award simply needs no introduction. Throughout these past 11 weeks, we have watched this trainee stretch and dance his way into the hearts of millions around the world. In his time on the show, he managed to give us, the star creators, one of the greatest displays of lyrical dance that has ever been put to film. Please give a round of applause for our next honoree, Chen Quanjui, who will be taking home the Helen Parr Memorial Award for flexibility and malleability. I think the saddest part about Chen Quanjui is that he is an actual unique talent.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he has all of those talents plus his personality and, like, how he carries himself. Like, he's truly a unique, like, star.
Mm-hmm.
And I can't believe you feel this emotional about it.
I was so... This is so crazy. This is so stupid. It's only going to get worse from here on out. I was so emotionally touched by his performance of Butterfly. Still think about it. I've watched it multiple times since then.
If anyone has solo presence,
Baby.
it's Chen Quanjui.
Baby.
Imagine like a Taemin energy from Chen Quanjui, but like also add in like beautiful lyrical
ballet.
Like, I hope there's a top producer out there that's
stupid.
like, I want to write beautiful music for you so that you can, like, make, like, your dance and your skill, like, a new thing to look into in K-pop. Because imagine how refreshing that is. It's I equate it to, like, if you, like, match, like, that.
And he's independent. In his Instagram post, he posted he wants... From now on, he'd appreciate it if we could support him with just our feelings. He doesn't want us to spend money.
A frugal king.
Frugal king. But also, it was also the worst part of this whole thing with him specifically, or for me, it was the first time that Zhang Hao went up to his seat after he was accepted and Chen Quanjui wasn't there to like hug him. Because that friendship was, like, so perfect as well. This is so stupid. I hate this. I'm so mad right now. I don't even want to talk about the next one.
The Zhang Hao Chen Quanjui is, like, unmatched.
Yeah.
Because, like Seowon and woongi, like, you just knew... I mean, I think they knew each other beforehand.
Yeah, they did. So,
like, they already had that kind of, like, we'll always look out for each other. Even in that moment where Chen Quanjui, like, felt frustrated at Zhang Hao's leadership at that moment, like, there was still, like... He was so emotional about it because he didn't... I'm sure he probably didn't want to hurt anyone's feelings and
did you see
felt, like, greedy.
I just got sad all over again. Did you see...
You are so messy.
Because they had to do Over Me for M Countdown. And they go in, Zhang Hao and Hin go in like face to face for that one moment. And somebody posted it on Twitter and he like nods at Zhang Hao. And somebody was like, he was probably nodding to say, like, yeah, this is our last time doing this. And I was like, you go straight to hell.
It was like when they won that fan meeting. And he, like, cried. Because it was technically before the episode was revealed.
So he couldn't say anything.
But it was after him already being eliminated. So, like, I'm sure even when he was crying, like, after the elimination, I'm sure all of that was like, I still have to do M Countdown and that fan meeting.
And he screamed when they won. When Over Me won. Because I'm sure he was like, I'm safe.
Yeah.
Just from us winning, I'm safe. And I think that's why it was, like, such a huge blow for him. I know he doesn't want us to pay, but I would pay good money to, like, watch him perform. There are countless accolades that describe our next honoree, who has been one of the most unforgettable trainees all season. From the very first episode, he delighted audiences globally with his fouettes, rap skills, and joie de vivre. We were inspired at their excellence in the fields of dance, performage, and slayage, and look forward to seeing it continue in the future. But with their limitless talents, it can all be summed up to one word: legend. Tonight, we bestow Haruto with the Alyssa Edwards Quadruple Threat Award for his abilities in rap, vocals, dance, and most importantly, variety. This one is so upsetting. I literally, RJ said this in our episode, but like, I was sitting on the couch and I immediately...
He cried. Like,
yes.
Like you were in a movie.
Like it was an episode of Grey's Anatomy. Like it was like deeply upsetting.
And like Chasing Cars was playing in the background.
100%.
Did it the moment that we saw that clip of him as Billy Elliot?
I think it started before then, but it definitely like solidified with Billy Elliot. I just think he's like incredible. Obviously, that's why I was voting for him every day.
Yeah.
It makes me feel better that he released that like letter that was like, you haven't seen the last of me, like I'm gonna come back.
And in the letter was like, I was really depressed after that. And so
also he said it was so cool that you guys love me more than I love myself. And I can't. Good luck editing this to make it seem fun.
It's not. Someone commented they just want 45 minutes of us crying and screaming. You're getting it, baby.
It's just so...
I feel like I'm in a small group. I feel like I'm in a small group right now. And we're just going around the circle and talking about, what we're going through right now and how everyone can help.
And also, like, the other part of the whole situation is, like, he is the one of the 10 who left that I had a deep attachment to and also felt like there was no way he was going home. So, like, I was not
like, genuinely was like, I did not prepare for Hiroto to go.
That I was like, even if you're on the fence... Like, there's no way you'd look at that and be like, yeah, it's not worth voting for. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I was like, had deluded myself. And there's not much more that I could have done. So I'm not upset with, like, myself or how much I could have done. Because, like, I'm on Twitter, but I'm not engaging in Boys Planet Twitter in that way. Because...
Who has the energy?
Girl. But... I feel like I made a really good case for Haruto.
Yeah.
Throughout our show, but also like iconically, I had a whole TikTok about it where it was this it was a call to arms from his audition to his like Here I Am fan
Honestly,
cam.
That's how we should have known that Haruto was a musical theater girly, because his audition was perfect.
He has such like a zest for like life.
Yeah.
And, like, it is the thing that, like, of all of the trainees, he's the one I want to be, like, friends with and, like, hang out with, because it would be so fun. It would be so fun with many of them, but, like, it's so upsetting. I'm so sad about it.
Imagine being that talented and knowing that, and at that age, girl.
I know.
Just give it a couple years.
But it's the thing too of being that age and being like, I have to
experience everything now.
I have to do it now. Yeah. I'm running out of time, and that feeling never truly goes away, honestly. But I get it. I get it. Especially when he's been in the industry for so long. Yeah.
There's a lot of people that want him to get signed by Hybe. If I had all the money in the world, I would love to executive produce something just so I could be like, and I want you to cast this kid named
Haruto. Find him something to do and he will do it because he is that good.
They say a beret is worth 1,000 words. And when we first met Hiroto in a white beret, audiences were swept away by his charms on stage. They prove their skills and talents in being an all-rounder, despite working with troubling team dynamics. In short, no pun intended, Hiroto has proven their talents as idol-worthy and will claim tonight's prestigious Short King Award.
Somebody compiled the screen time
no
of the third challenge in those 2 episodes. He had 1 second of screen time.
Yeah, like
what's going on?
He had you didn't even know that he was a member in On Guard because they never like showed how he felt about everything.
Nope. The only time he ever got a narrative the entire show
was Rush Hour. I put him in the same boat as like Sung Hwan, which I think like there was definitely a friendship of like Takuto and Hiroto. Mm-hmm. There's definitely a friendship with all of the Japanese trainees. I mean, they played this giant game of Mafia, and like they were all getting along with one another. Yeah. And obviously, like that takes a toll when you take them off one by one. And like Takuto was so happy when Hiroto was 28th.
I know,
because he was like, I have someone to like be with. Basically,
he didn't have a bad stage at all. He like the only fault I would have is I think he might be an introvert. So like it was harder for him to like do some of the like he didn't stand out as much in like terms of like variety show stuff when they would do that. But then he won
best
with
couple
Mingyu.
with Mingyu.
Yeah.
They were just like drowned out with like the number of people plus the number of like extroverts and also just like storylines.
Yeah. He was so good in Aju Nice. This season of Boys Planet would have been nothing if not for the unbridled joy of our next award recipient. From the first moments on the show wearing the mark of an icon, a beret, to many backstage clips of him slaying the house down boots mama, this award represents the iconic epitome of chaungi. That's why tonight, the Boys Love Foundation for Gay Rights is proud to present chaungi with the prestigious Baby Girl honors for their strides in the baby girl community, proudly lifting its banner to the world of Korean pop.
He had a different catchphrase every mission. There was something new.
Well, he started the show and he was like, my catchphrase is don't forget your seatbelt, and then never said it once he got in the show. So I love that. That's iconic. What am I able to say that I've not already said about chaungi? I'm not kidding.
Our entire show.
Basically, we just have done like 11 weeks of talking about how much we love him. Yeah. In some form or another.
It's like our entire show is based off of chaungi's. Because that's the thing. They used him a lot for that because he was so entertaining. Yeah. That they used him in literally every episode.
You can't even deny it. Even when it's like... The other thing, too, that I do want to say... The editing of this show... And we can talk about editing and we can talk about... Comparing editing and like how trainees are edited and stuff like that. never once did it feel like you are supposed to be laughing at woongi.
Yeah.
You were supposed to be laughing with him.
Yeah.
And that is what made the experience of watching this show and seeing someone who felt like was so similar to me in so many ways. It was so wonderful to watch that. Because, like, honestly, my big critique with, like, Fantasy Boys in that first episode was, like, K-Soul, while not similar to woongi, I don't think in energy, has, like, some stuff that's very similar to woongi, but that editing was, like,
Isn't he weird?
Or, like, there was, like, a tone to the editing where it was supposed to be, like, we should laugh at him. And in mnet's credit, in mnet's defense, never once was anything showed of woongi where you should feel like you're better than him. Yeah. Like, it was always like, I don't know how to explain it other than that, honestly. I just was like, they knew, the show knew how important he was for, like, entertainment value.
For the entertainment, for pushing the show forward, like, for his little quips at everything. Like,
yes.
The fact that he
had a mic on every
single time that they were like,
they gave him and seowon the, like,
gave him Planet Camp Tour. Like, every time there's a camera backstage, like, he would deliver.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just, like, open. I mean, like, even when he thought that he was going, like, the last elimination, he was like, if I go, I'm gonna, like, hide in the rooms because I'm having so much fun here. Like, I don't want to leave.
I know.
And, like, you could tell them probably that this is probably the most he's ever felt, like, appreciated for, like, him being himself, I'm sure, in, like, the idol industry.
Mm-hmm.
That, I mean, if we're gonna say, like, we're finding the next 5th gen group, like, baby girls are gonna be in there.
Yeah.
And I hope that he came off this experience knowing that, like, there's still a place for me. Because, like, girls...
The only thing I want is him to know, like, how deeply people love and adore him.
Yeah.
Like, truly. And I loved his speech was absolutely insane because I was, like, already not well. And then it got worse. And I was like, fuck this.
I'm glad that he was honest about his feelings.
Also, like, I felt like he was specifically calling out and being like, I have been told by certain individuals, by certain companies, by certain people that, like, I am unfit to be an idol for XYZ. Yeah. And we can all sit here and not know what those reasons were, but I feel like we can at least guess, unfortunately, what those reasons are. All the reasons he was such a joy to watch are the reasons that people get nervous around stuff like that.
Yeah. Which is so stupid.
It's insane. It's insane. It's insane. It's insane.
Can't help but be reminded by, like, the Will and Grace. Like, everyone loves to watch Will and Grace to see how Jack is and how funny Jack is. But, like, will not be open to knowing someone.
Come on,
like
who's
that.
Generation X? Come on.
Like, that was how, like, our generation. Like,
I know.
Growing up, we were like, you have to be funny because that's how people will accept you.
Yeah. You know that none of this is not him.
Yeah.
He's not putting on a bit. I mean, he's doing bits, but it's not, can't watch the show and be like, oh, he's, like, actually a different person. Like, he is so himself and so comfortable and so confident, and it's so, like, with woongi, it's the thing of, like, when I first got into K-pop, I had a crisis, because I was, like, in my late 20s, and I was like, what am I doing? I'm out of my fucking mind, okay? But also, I got so into it because I felt like it was the first time that I had seen a softer side of masculinity, because when I was, like, not necessarily now, I think it's, like, a little better now, but, like, when I was, like, developing my frontal lobe cortex we were like post 9/11 and everything was like horrendous and masculinity was like the situation it was at that time. And as someone who has never felt like that I was that rigid view, even though I knew that I was like, I've always felt like a man, but I've never felt like the vision of masculinity that like was the prevailing thing.
Yeah.
And like then I got into K-pop and I felt like I saw a broader spectrum, and like I don't even know what I would have done if at 16 I was watching Woongi be himself. All that to say that I think he's like so beautiful and important, and I don't want to put too much on him because he's also just allowed to live his life and not be the emblem of anything. But like, he means so much just by being.
Crumper, Dance King, Husband. These words describe one of the most dynamic dancers on a survival show stage. Wang Ji Hao started as a familiar face to fans and a hidden gem for newcomers to the genre in Boys Planet. But as the old adage says, actions speak louder than words, and Wang Ji Hao showed that their talents can speak louder and faster than any language barrier. Tonight, Wang Ji Hao receives the final award, the Channing Tatum Award for Hetero Honorary Slayage in an Idol Performance. Last one is someone that we never even talked about being married.
Yeah, everybody was so mad that we did not bring this up. Yes, iconic
Because
husband.
we always talk about how Jiwoong is an iconic husband, but never Wang Ji Hao. Because to be fair, we never,
we didn't know.
We didn't know.
Stupid.
Here's what I'll say about Wang Ji Hao, because like I've been paying like this last round, I've been paying attention to him like on all of the like backstage cams, just to see like what his as someone who like I find biases through variety, so like I want to know like what their personality is with other people, and he is definitely someone that is, he always has a smile on his face, he's always so nice to everyone, and he is game to play all of these bits and stuff, like that stupid bit when they were like, Kong, be sexy, and he was like pretending to be like, oh no, but he still did it. And then that one bit when they were like, he crumps in his sleep. And so he like did it, and like you could see him laughing. Like,
also someone who has an insane amount of talent.
Yeah. I mean, this is someone who will debut.
There's no doubt. There's no doubt. Not at all.
As soon as they let a Chinese man be like the 5th gen star.
Oh, baby.
He's
so good.
He's so good.
It was so cool just even getting to like,
I mean, watch Law again.
Truly.
Watch Supercharger again.
Oh my God.
He has like a killer instinct. He has a look in his eye when he knows that like I am on stage and I am like tearing this up. The fact that he chose Supercharger so he could have an opportunity to dance with Haruto. Because he's like, game sees game. You're the best dancer here, Haruto. So I want to perform with you. Like, he was like, no one wants me in their group.
People like talking about how Sung Han-bin wanted to be with Zhang Hao, but nobody's talking about how
Wang Ji Hao
wanted to be with Haruto. No one's talking about it, but we're here to speak truth to power.
If you got to choose Camden and Wang Ji Hao, would you have picked Wang Ji Hao?
Oh my God.
I mean, that's tough, because
I would also be upset about Camden leaving too, because I think Camden is so good on the show.
Yeah. What's so annoying about these survival shows is that like I do feel bad that these trainees feel like they need to keep going on these shows.
I know.
I sound so stupid, but like these like men in suits Like
the man.
Like clearly you are seeing talent like handed out for free.
Yeah.
Like someone could go in and be like, Wang Ji Hao, I want to sign you right now.
This is the inherent problem though with it being like specific. You train with a specific company.
Group. Yeah.
Instead of like the pro of being an individual trainee is like you can go wherever
someone could sign you.
Someone can sign you. The negative obviously is like you don't have representation and you maybe aren't getting like top quality training. I mean, it's like it's kind of like how the American movie system did away with like the studio system in like the 40s or 50s. It reminds me of that, but
I would just wish there are companies out there that are seeing what's out there.
And he's so good.
And
like he's got so much talent. Again, it's like undeniable.
For someone who wasn't in the first 2 episodes. But they were like, you're an all-star.
Yes.
So,
which is crazy.
Yeah. Like I just have this I do have like a cloud over me of like I don't really care who ends up making it to the 9 now, because the ones who I was super invested in, like Haruto and woongi, which I knew they were going to be a long shot anyway, but I think it was that hope of like it could happen.
It was just to get into the finals. Like I knew Haruto ending up in the 9 would be a huge long shot. Yeah. But if I could just get him to the finals, at least I felt like I did what I could. And I did what I could, but like, yeah.
That's it. We'll see you on the final episode. And then maybe like a live chat afterwards, like a kiki. We did it. We finished Boys Planet. We have a bottle of champagne that we can pop open. So we'll do a kiki on the Sunday. That is the 23rd.
Yeah, following the last episode.
Following the last episode of Boys Love Boys Planet, where we can kiki, you can ask us, we can chat about the whole season in general, how we feel about Bepler, how we feel about the name, I'm sure. We do the like, here's the lore to give you Bepler.
It's Galileo.
It's Galileo.
I'm saying it here and now, it's Galileo.
And
wipe away your tears.
Wipe away your tears.
It's gonna be okay. They're all okay.
Let's celebrate them one more episode. Let's just do one more episode with the boys.
Yep.
From this planet, and then we can all go back to the way things were. Discovering voices, building worlds.